Welcome to another tip shot video from Tip Technologies. In this tip shot, we will be taking a look at preventative maintenance, tracking, and control. We've all experienced it. Your production line is your lifeline. Things can be humming along smoothly. You're on schedule, you're on budget, everything's great, then equipment failure. Production is down, everything stops. Production downtime is inevitable. Whether you like it or not, equipment does require maintenance. Not maintaining equipment on a planned schedule can result in a lockout-tagout condition and unscheduled downtime. The repair technicians are called, and the equipment is down until they diagnose the problem, obtain their replacement parts, and repair the machine. Not a good time to find out that a part was bad. Scheduling your downtime and performing preventative maintenance can help identify soon-to-fail components. These components can be ordered and installed during a planned downtime, so your production schedule is affected as little as possible. Regular preventative maintenance on your equipment increases reliability and helps keep it in peak operating condition. So, preventative maintenance is good, but how do you keep track of it all? 24 environmental chambers, purge stations, test equipment, and run boxes all require different types of maintenance and at different times, which might include monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, and annual maintenance schedules. You could have schedules that require maintenance after a certain number of uses. It's hard to keep track of. You may get the maintenance down at the right time, but what if you neglect to schedule the next one? Preventative maintenance scheduling for all the equipment in your facility sounds like a daunting task, but it doesn't have to be. TipQA's preventative maintenance tracking and control in the Gauge and Tool module can greatly aid in this task. Let's see how it works. The first step in creating a PM record is to generate the criteria that defines the step needed to be taken in the preventative maintenance task. Here I'm creating common criteria. It's common because it can be used across more than a single piece of equipment. Grouping equipment together so that they can share common criteria is an easy and convenient way to manage your equipment and the steps needed for its maintenance. This is an example of common criteria. While it can require measurements to be taken and entered, windows of acceptance applied, and a pass-fail attribute based on that window, for this example, we're doing a simple pass or fail. The pass-fail box is checked to make that mandatory. Tolerance control is available, and GD&T can be applied. Tool usage can be recorded and required. When using the training module, TipQA can check to see if the logged-in user has the proper training to use that tool, and the GT module can identify if the tool is currently in calibration. This indicates when this should be performed. Here it is for new articles, quarterly, and annual preventative maintenance schedules. At the bottom are PM instructions for this common criteria. This is a free-form field and can also support attached files. The instructions and any attached files will be presented to the logged-in user when they begin the PM task. Since this is an environmental chamber, the instructions could include multiple criteria. This example is directing the logged-in user on the maintenance needed for the refrigeration system. Electrical testing, instrumentation accuracy, and properly functioning safety equipment are examples of other common criteria you could create. After creating all the criteria needed to perform the maintenance, it needs to be grouped together into a procedure. You create the procedure and give it a name and description. Then check the preventative maintenance to make it available for PM tasks. The third step is to associate the necessary PM criteria with the procedure to be used. Each criteria receives its own row. They can be organized to display in any order you wish using the Display Order column. Once this association is made, referencing the procedure to a tool will automatically associate all of its associated criteria to the same tool when the PM is started. Finally, associate the procedure to the tool. It can be at a weekly, monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or yearly interval. It can also be scheduled based on a number of uses or a specific interval. Each PM type is added as a row with a date that PM is due. When a PM report is run, the list of PMs for any equipment you've entered appears. the maintenance can now be performed successfully. A nonconformance can be launched directly from the Gauge and Tool module to document any failed criteria. When first run, the preventative maintenance report shows a new article PM, quarterly, and annual PM on the schedule. Once a PM is complete, the report is rerun and that PM drops off the schedule. TipQA automatically reschedules the next preventative maintenance for the interval defined earlier, so there's no need to keep track of when the PMs are due manually. Thank you for watching this tip shot on preventative maintenance tracking and control. To learn more about TipQA, the QMS software solution, please visit us at www.tiptech.com.